All right, I'm gonna give a little update on the state of my project. I guess my whole property. Been trying to grow vegetables, trying to get healthy. Don't want lawn. I think it's a waste of space, and I want to make things beautiful and grow food and put carbon in the soil and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna start in the kitchen where I got all my seedlings going. I've got rosemary, lavender. Let's see if I can remember the names. I have a tag. Amaranthus. I love how I ran out of room on all of them. This is Gumfina. A lot of these I think I need to either just thin out by cutting or try to dig them out and put them in their own pots and let them grow some more. I dug a couple up of the amaranthus, and it seems the roots don't go that deep, so I can pull them out and put them in their own pots. More amaranthus. I think that's lemon balm, calendula, cucumbers. These are Armenian cucumbers. They are definitely ready to go outside. You can see the roots poking through. A lot of these, like I wouldn't think this is a chamomile, would have roots poking through, but tons of roots. This time around, I tried making my own potting mix instead of just buying some store-bought in a bag. So I bought peat. I mixed blood meal. I mixed blood meal and bone meal, peat moss, and permaculite. 3 parts sifted compost, 3 parts peat moss, and like a cup of bone meal and a cup of blood meal. And I think I might have thrown in a scoop or two of worm poop and a couple worms, and holy crap, did it make a difference. These roots are just leaps and bounds better than what I was getting with buying the black gold potting mix, which like most stuff just died in. Also bottom watering, which may or may not attribute to the death of a lot of seedlings before where I was watering on top. I have since learned that you put these puppies in a tray and you fill them with water every couple days instead of misting with a hand sprayer every night and every morning. What do we got? Ancho peppers. What's the name of this? I will remember the names after a while. Chicory, cayenne peppers. So that's seedlings in the kitchen. Excuse me while I make you dizzy. Walk through my stack of laundered clothes. We'll go outside and look at seedlings in the back. Actually, I don't even know if these would qualify as seedlings anymore. We have... what is this? Man, I want to say that's cauliflower. I don't even remember. And I think it's like way too late for that to be growing. It was probably just something that came up. I think this is like my random miscellaneous, I don't know what it is section. Yeah, there's like some seedling that popped up. I got no idea what it is. That's a cutting from some kind of flower I had last year. No idea what it is. These are some flowers I bought from McIntyre's. Got no idea what they are. This, lavender. And I believe we got good root situation here. Yep. This is oregano, which I've already planted some. It looks like I have a miscellaneous lettuce here. And I think these are weeds. I don't know. I think they're weeds. This is some beefsteak tomatoes waiting to go in. Here's my water tank. Got that hooked up to my motor still. Got some strawberries in the ground. They are very unhappy about the freeze, but it seems that there is some life hanging on. Maybe they'll come back. So what I've been doing, started in August. I have thrown about 30 yards of Whittlesea compost around the yard. Taken out all the grass and or put cardboard. Put about a foot of compost on top. Let it rot down. Since then, I learned that Round Rock has brush recycling, and it's about $50 for them to drop off what cost me $1,000 from Whittlesea if I use their stuff. I don't think there's much of a difference between the two. They both seem to just use whatever arborists drop off. and I don't know which either one uses for their nitrogen source. I think Whittlesey throws in cow poop. I'm betting that Round Rock does the same. Either way, there's not really good information on what the inputs are enough to make a difference that I'm going to pay $950 extra. So I'm going to go with the Round Rock Bryce recycling from now on. So here's like kind of what I started off with. I put down cardboard. This is a no-dig bed. I'm kind of doing science, trying a bunch of different stuff. We put cardboard down, put a foot of the Whittlesey compost on. Nothing has grown in this stuff since August. Tried 3 times. Well, not nothing. Garlic, it doesn't care. And I'm assuming from what I looked online, garlic doesn't need any kind of nutrition, and that's probably why it's growing. Like, it's a really light feeder. I guess it just gets out of the air what it needs. Got some leeks over there that were just cut off store-bought. They stayed alive. They didn't really do anything. One of them's got a seed pod on top. Maybe I'll collect the seeds from that and pull them all. I got a peach tree that's not very happy. He's still asleep. We'll see what he looks like when he wakes up. Pomegranate, same story. Goji berry, same story. Over here is what I plan to do around the perimeter of the fence. I'm just making stands and putting earth boxes in. I had real good luck with the earth boxes. All winter I was eating kale and lettuce for days. Like, I had to eat 2 salads every day. I think I had 6 earth boxes going. Right now I've got collard greens in there. What is this? I think that's more the cauliflower, maybe broccoli, not sure really which one, but it's in there. We'll see what happens. Got a compost bin over here. This is about 4 foot by 4 foot by 5 foot. What I had done is collect leaves from the neighborhood. I actually volunteered to go rake up leaves because I don't have anything to compost myself. I threw the cardboard off the front garden beds that was like, hanging out underneath the bed. I put bricks on top. I'll show you when I get over there. Threw that on top, but this is all leaves aside from that, and like some buckets of kitchen waste that I couldn't fit into the worm bins. Here we got hairy vetch. I kind of dug this and mixed it a little bit. It wasn't really an official double dig. I just kind of turned it over with a shovel, and I wanted to see if the hairy vetch would grow and improve the soil. Over here I've got contender green, I think it's green beans. I don't know whether they're happy or not. They are definitely getting, every day I come out here and I see a cucumber beetle, a yellow, spotted cucumber beetle. I don't see any right now, but you can see these leaves have been kind of chewed on. There might be some kind of infection, but they are actually looking better than what they looked like before. I also earlier, I don't know if you can see in here, I saw some ants that are farming aphids just starting. So I might come out here with a hose and squirt them off. Or, I don't know, I might just leave them and let the ladybugs come and take care of it. I heard that, mixing up things, interplanting, is going to be beneficial. I looked up online and what to plant with them. It looks like I could do a marigold and some kind of brassica, so I put my leftover kale seedlings in. It's probably too late for kale, but I'm not going to just throw my seedlings out. So we'll put it in the ground and see what happens. I'm pretty sure the marigolds will grow. Maybe they will help with all these cucumber beetles and aphids. Who knows? This, the sun's bright. I can't see the screen. I hope this comes out okay. This is not a no-dig. So what I had was 2 of those wooden raised beds sitting in this area, and they were filled with last year's compost. So I had actually been collecting grass clippings and stuff for more than a year, 2 years. And all of that was sitting on there. I also collected pumpkins on Halloween from the neighborhood, and I threw those in. So all of that has been composting, and I just had so much crap I didn't feel like wheelbarrowing it around. I also decided I didn't want those raised beds made out of wood. The wood's rotting. The raised beds dry out too fast. Plus, if they're filled with the compost like that, I just really couldn't plant in it. It was kind of too thin, I guess. So I decided to take those beds apart and dig out a little trench and just kind of laid all the compost stuff in it. Some of this is decomposed pretty good. Some of it isn't. But as you can see, Oh, well, let me explain the next step I did. I had potatoes in the kitchen, 2 bags of potatoes that were growing in the cupboard. So I decided, hey, let's try potatoes. So I put potatoes in here, maybe 6 inches down. And if we come over here, here we can see, I do believe that is a potato poking, and that is a potato poking. Over there, got a potato poking. Just on this side, they seem to be coming up. But all of this, I believe, is all the pumpkin. This is probably from composting pumpkin, and it's all the seeds that were inside. I do hear that pumpkin and potatoes don't get along, so I am either going to yank all of these pumpkin out or try to scoop them and move them somewhere else. Maybe back in that area where I was doing cover crop science. See if the pumpkin grows over there. I don't know. I think pumpkin needs a lot of light, but it also probably needs a lot of nitrogen. I don't think any of the soil has nitrogen in it. But over here, I have been growing Austrian winter pea, and I just threw that in with the hard clay to see if it would improve the soil, just as a science experiment. It's grown a little bit, it's died in the freeze, come back, died, come back. Maybe it put a little nitrogen in the soil, I don't know. And here's more hairy vetch. Just science experiment to see if I, dig these out, if I mix the compost in, or if I just leave the clay by itself, which one's going to do better. So maybe I'll move some pumpkin seedlings over here. This is some kind of bush that starts with the letter T that I cannot remember, but it's a big yellow bush. And since it decided it was going to grow last summer, I left it and I liked it because anything that grows back here is good. I need life. Here's another potato. I had thrown this in here randomly and it seems to be poking out, and then it's got a brother over here. A brother or a sister, I don't know the sex of the potatoes. There we go. These raised beds, I am probably going to take them apart. You can see this Whittlesey compost if you look at it. Look at how much wood. This has been sitting here for, 6 months, 8 months, almost 9 months. And look how woody it is. Like nothing's going to grow in here. And I put alfalfa to try to, I heard that would have nitrogen. So this is animal feed, alfalfa pellets. I got the organic flavor. I mixed that in all over the place to see if that would do anything. But even if we dig down, I don't think, now I'm getting the remnants of the potting mix where I put something in off the kitchen. But you dig down and it's woody. It's really woody. This is almost mulch. I wouldn't even call this compost. So I'm not very happy with the $1,000 I spent. This bed, same thing, no dig. This is the Whittlesey compost. Look at all the wood. This is like mulch. I do have some flowers in here that were going in the fall. Of course, they died in the freeze, and it looks like they're coming back. I don't know what kind of flower that is, but that is something that I was growing from seed last fall. And I can tell they're mine because they're perfectly spaced. They're like a foot apart. I got a bunch of them coming back. Here's dead basil. I don't think he's coming back. And then some garlic in the middle. Got a fig tree that has not woken up. See over here, I'm going to make I have a plan to kind of encircle the house with green onion and various herbs. Got mint, sage, rosemary, more mint. And this is my plan to substitute for my pest control guy that was charging $100 a quarter to come out and spend 3 minutes spraying and basically doing nothing. I heard that if you encircle the house with the onion and the herbs, it's going to deter the bugs. So I'm hoping to keep the bugs away from the house and not have to pay the pest control guy. And if that plan doesn't work, then hey, I have herbs and I'm going to make tea and seasonings out of all of this stuff. Let's see, over here we got blackberry. And then I've got, let me try to get, sorry, I'm planning to try to get a real camera and maybe a tripod and make a YouTube, series out of this whole gardening project. I'm not really decided yet, but I'm just using my cell phone right now. But yeah, I bought these 2 water tanks. Cost me $2,000. Damn expensive to get them and get them shipped here, especially now that everyone's gardening because of, COVID scare. I went and got pea gravel from Whittlesea. I got limestone blocks, made a bed, put the tanks on. Problem is, the gutters that I have called everybody in the greater Austin area. Nobody wants to work. I just need someone to put the gutters into the water tanks. And then in the back, let me circle around. Currently, I've got my gutters going into a French drain. That goes down into a pipe, goes here, goes out to the front, because when I bought the house, this whole area was flooding really bad and it was affecting my foundation. So I made the builder put in the French drain. So what we're going to need to do is take these water tanks, and they've got the overflow in the back. You got to put PVC pipe, get that situated somehow back here to where it doesn't have to be attached to the house, but it can support the weight of the water. Come back, attach it to the drain pipe, and go down the French drain when this overflows. And that way I'll have another 2,000 gallons of water that I can use for the backyard. Over here we've got daikon radish, because that was a cover crop experiment. This was also not officially double dug, but I did dig it. I guess I single dug it. I dug it out, piled everything over there, then mixed the compost in, put daikon radish seeds in 3 trenches down the way. These daikon radish, I do not think that this is how they're supposed to look. This has been growing since December, and that's all I got. I think this soil is dead. Like, there's no life in it. You can see, like, the compost, it's still woody, nothing's decomposing. It is softer. I can dig in there with my hands. It looks better. It's wet, it's holding moisture. But I don't think there's life in here. I don't see worms. I don't think there's microbes in there. I've been throwing various things. I got some, kelp meal, liquid solution. I got, I did the alfalfa pellets, buckets of PP. Try to get some nitrogen in soil. Of course, diluting all of this stuff pretty well. But these are not taking off. Oh, and I even got a fish tank water for my brother who has fish. Put that in here too, diluted it. And of course, I try like a section to see if it's going to kill it or if there's a difference at a time, and not like just do the whole thing, but do a section. I've seen no difference anywhere. Like, all the daikon radish looks like that. It's not going anywhere. Over here, I got more earth boxes. I just set this up yesterday. I'm going to replace this twine. Last year, I had Malabar spinach growing on here. It did really well, along with some cucumbers. But I don't like the twine. I'm going to get some cattle panel from Tractor Supply, wrap that around. And now we've got 2 cucumbers, 2 tomatoes, what is this other, oregano, and a marigold in each one. And I think these will do well. This is direction-wise. Let me see, get a finger where I can point. That is where the sun rises. And it goes over, and the sun sets in that direction. So these will be getting the hot afternoon sun, and I think tomatoes like it hot, so they can sit here while the cold stuff that I have left over can be along that fence, and they'll get the afternoon shade. I think that's a good plan. Don't know. Over here, this has nothing growing, but I will put more herbs. This is almost shaded, 100% of the day. Just because these 2 houses are so close together, there's not really much room for the sun to get in there. So I'm probably just going to put herbs back there. I think I got like 2 onions right now, and they're not really taking off because there's no sun. So now let's go to the front yard. I'm also thinking I might get another load of wood chips soon because a lot of this is rotted down. So this section, I'm going to put more herbs. I don't want to dig too deep because that's where all the wires and natural gas are. This garden bed did really well in the summer. I think I've been mulching it for 3 years now, so it's getting to the point where it's actually good soil and anything in there will take off. Like some foxtail, got some lantana in there. Then I've got a Thai plant. I don't think the Thai plant's going to come back, but I took the leaves off. We'll see if it grows back. If not, I'm going to go buy another one. They sell those all over the place for like $10. It's usually an indoor plant, but it does really well. This is the north side of the house. This is shaded most of the day. On the very edge will be a lot of sun, and that's where the lantana goes. And then over here, this is going to be more sunny. So I'm going to plant all the various flowers that I showed in the kitchen. And then when I was talking about the cardboard and the compost, that cardboard came from doing the edges here. So I laid brick on these garden beds, and I had some cardboard kind of overlapping so that the grass didn't grow into the driveway, and now it's been sitting there since August, so I tore it all off. I figure the grass is dead, should be dead. I've kind of pulled it out over here. Looks pretty dead. I might have to come out here once in a while and just pick some strays that are growing. I just took some compost off the pile in the back. I put it on the grass. This Bermuda grass is pretty much weedy and not looking very good. It's got a lot of spaces, so I'm gonna lay out all this compost on the side of the house. I just spread it kind of thin. I don't want to kill the grass. And now I'm going to put ryegrass seeds over, and I'm going to overseed. I googled how to do that, and I'm just going to throw some seed and kind of tamp it in a little bit. Water that every day and see if it comes up like my neighbor over here who has nice green grass. And let's see what else we got. 2 crepe myrtles. And then my pet rock that I dug up. This is the biggest rock I dug up out of the backyard. The backyard is full of these. If you dig down about maybe 2 feet. It's another thing I need to show, because I've amended everything, you know, and I'm complaining, oh, I can't grow anything in the backyard. Well, let's go look at what the soil looks like. And that way we'll have some more Blue's Clues as to how to fix this situation, aside from just waiting for years by throwing wood chips. So here we go. So here's a section. This is like, there's not been any compost or anything. If I can hold the phone and shovel. Yeah. It's so hard, you can't get a shovel into this. And we look in there, that's just fill dirt. It's just brown builder fill dirt. Let's see if I can get past that. Probably not, but you know what? There's a hole over here. Let's go look at my hole where I busted my irrigation pipe. So this has some compost in it, but if you look on this side, this is mostly what I'm dealing with. This is the soil the house came with. All this clay that's all dried up and busted up, because I busted up with a shovel. Normally this comes out like a slab of concrete. Over here, of course, you can see I got more compost mixed in. And then on this pile, I got compost just laying on top. I'm going to kind of mix it and try to double dig this whole area. But this is a good example of what my soil looks like. I can't even break that with my hand. It will not come apart. There we go. We got a little piece off. And this is, if I look online, they say this is prime farmland. It really confuses me because nothing will grow on this. I don't understand what is the criteria to be prime farmland. This is Austin silty clay. It's labeled ASB. They say it's 80% calcium carbonate. And you got about 4 feet to bedrock. It's got high runoff. I think they call it water saturation. Doesn't absorb water. It was like 0.2 inches an hour, I think, that it can absorb. But yeah, before I amended this with compost and wood chips, the whole backyard would be a lake for 3 days after it rained. You could dig a hole, the water would not go down for 3 days. Now that I got the wood chips, it's looking much better. But anywho, that's my update. I think I covered the whole yard, covered everything. I'm going to try to find a place to put all these in the ground. I think I got a lot of digging to do, and a lot of optimism to try to find. Alrighty, I'll catch y'all later.